Friends, this is the story of a person who always dreamed of becoming a very powerful knight. For that dream, he trained extremely hard since childhood, but because he had no talent, he ended up becoming just a regular war soldier. However, during a war, one day a soldier kills him. But that day, he discovers that he possesses a very powerful and special ability whenever someone kills him. He revives one day in the past. Because of this ability, our hero eventually becomes extremely overpowered. And, friends, one more thing, you might feel that the graphics of this series are not very impressive. But let me tell you, the storyline of this series is absolutely incredible, and you're going to enjoy it a lot. So, let's begin this amazing series. In the beginning of the series, we see a person banging utensils to wake everyone up, shouting, "It's morning. Everyone get up quickly." We are then introduced to our hero Encrid, who is still sleeping nearby. Another person is putting on his shoes, but suddenly shouts, "What the hell? There's a bug in my shoe." His loud voice wakes up Encrid, and Encrid thinks to himself, does this idiot not have anything better to do? He's always making noise every morning. Then Encrid introduces himself. "My name is Encrid. I am a war soldier, and also the leader of a squad. My squad has a total of 5 people." Next, we're shown a war scene. A person is shouting, "Everyone charge! Attack the enemies. Let's show them we're more powerful." The battle begins. Soldiers from both sides are fighting fiercely. Encrid is among them, battling too. A soldier charges at Encrid, but he kicks him away just then. Another soldier grabs Encrid and throws him to the ground. As the soldier is about to punch him, Encrid slashes his throat with his sword. Encrid picks up his sword again and says, "I'm not a talented person. I don't have powerful skills, nor can I use magic powers." Just then, an arrow flies toward Encrid, but he dodges it. It hits another soldier, killing him instantly. Encrid continues, "I'm a weak soldier, but since childhood, I had a dream. I always wanted to fulfill it, but whenever I shared it, people laughed at me. They told me I could never achieve it because I was too weak." Suddenly, a soldier attacks Encrid with a sword. This time, Encrid is unable to dodge, and the soldier stabs him in the neck. Encrid is in shock. He thinks, even after all this hard work, am I going to die such a pathetic death? Is this the end for me? The attack is powerful, and Encrid collapses to the ground dead. But suddenly Encrid opens his eyes. He finds himself in a completely different place. He's shocked and wonders, where am I? Who brought me here? His eyes close again, but reopen shortly. He's in disbelief. He thinks, what just happened? Was that a dream? But I'm sure I died in that war. So how am I alive? He notices the same guy next to him again putting on his shoes, and once again, a bug comes out of the shoe. The guy yells the same words. What is this bug doing in my shoe? Encrid is now shocked. He thinks he said the exact same thing before. Am I imagining things? No. It must have been a dream. The scene shifts to the battlefield again. Encrid is once more fighting with the soldiers. A soldier charges at him with a sword. Encrid can't dodge it and again gets stabbed in the neck and dies. The scene resets again. Encrid opens his eyes once more, now even more shocked. He thinks, this isn't a dream. I really died and came back one day in the past. This is happening for real again. The battle resumes. This time Encrid notices the same soldier coming toward him. He thinks, damn, it's the same guy who kills me every time. I can't let him kill me again. The soldier charges and attacks Encrid. Encrid tries to dodge, but once again, he is stabbed in the neck. As he lies dying, he thinks, this guy isn't just powerful, he's insanely fast too. The soldier walks away, and Encrid, lying on the ground, wonders what the hell is going on. Why is this day repeating again and again? I die every time, but I don't want to die anymore. Once again, Encrid wakes up, but this time in a different dimension. On a boat, he sees a strange creature, who says to him, in front of you is a giant wall. If you want to survive, you must break through it, but your destiny is to struggle and die. You won't achieve anything. In the end, you'll have to give up. Hearing this, Encrid gets furious and shouts, shut up, who the hell are you? The scene shifts again. Encrid wakes up once more and sits up immediately. The guy next to him says, leader, you woke up really early today. Is it some special day? Encrid replies, Ram, there's a bug in your shoe. Ram checks and indeed finds the bug, crushes it, and angrily says, leader, did you put this bug in my shoe just to mess with me? You know I hate bugs. Encrid responds, shut up. Why would I do that? He walks out of the tent, thinking to himself, I've seen this bug die for times, but this time, I don't want to see it again. I need to be ready. Then Encrid begins narrating his past. When I was very young, I used to train with my father. I could defeat him easily, and he praised me a lot. One day he told me, if you keep practicing like this, one day you'll become a powerful knight. Those words shocked me. That day I saw a dream with open eyes. I thought, can I really become a knight? A knight is someone who can change the outcome of an entire war. A knight is as powerful as 1,000 warriors and invincible force. That day I decided I will become a knight, so I left my village and joined a mercenary group. In that group, we see members drinking and laughing, mocking someone. One says, "Do you guys know? This kid wants to become a knight, but he can't even fight small monsters properly. Do you think he'll even become a decent soldier someday?" It turns out, they're talking about Encrid, who is sitting injured. Nearby, he narrates, "I had left my village not long ago and joined this mercenary group to become stronger. But now I'm realizing I was extremely weak, and if I wanted to become strong, I had to work hard from that day. I began intense training. Days passed, and I kept making myself stronger. Eventually, I became so powerful that I could fight monsters alone and even kill them. But one day, something very strange happened. A noble family's young boy defeated me. We see that the noble boy says to Encrid, "Warrior, I challenged you because I wanted to test my skills, but I didn't expect you to be this weak." This made Encrid extremely angry. He thought, I've been training since childhood to become this strong, but do I truly lack talent? That a mere noble kid could defeat me? Yes. He belongs to a noble family and receives special training. But what about my training that I've been doing since I was a child? Am I really just trash? Then we see Encrid picking up his sword and training again. He thinks, if I want to become stronger, there's only one way. I have to work even harder. We see him training with a tree, and as he continues, the evening falls, and Encrid becomes more and more frustrated, shouting loudly while training all night. When morning comes, he looks at the tree and thinks, will there ever be a day when I can cut this tree down with just one strike of my sword? Yes, that day will come, and to make it happen, I must prepare myself. Encrid starts attacking the tree again, still shouting in frustration. He says, I was extremely weak, and I wanted to become strong. I kept training like this for 3 years. After that, I finally got to join the war. Somehow, I even became a squad leader. Now I have 5 people under my command who always follow my orders. Back to the present, Encrid comes out of his tent. Outside, a man named Jackson is sitting. Encrid says to him, Jackson, can you do my morning duty today? I have a small task. Jackson is surprised but says, sure, I don't mind. But in return, you have to treat me to a good meal. He starts walking off. But just then Ram appears. Ram comments sarcastically, look at this cat, he never helps anyone. And today, even if he is helping, he wants something in return. Encrid replies, Ram, I want to learn your skill, Heart of the Beast. Will you help me with that? Ram is shocked. He replies, Squad leader, I think you've lost your mind. The last time I tried to teach you this skill, you gave up terribly. You said it was impossible for you to learn it. Now you want to try again. Encrid then explains, I'm just a simple warrior. I don't have any special skills. Nor do I belong to a noble family that received elite training from childhood. But the man who keeps stabbing my neck and killing me, he's highly skilled. If I want to defeat him, I need to get stronger, and for that, I need powerful skills. Next, we're shown another battle scene. Soldiers are attacking one another. Encrid is fighting too. Just then, a soldier comes at him with a spear. Encrid thinks, first, I need to dodge this spear. He easily dodges the spear and uses his shield to knock it away. He then thinks, second, I need to save that soldier. We see an arrow flying toward another soldier. Encrid rushes in and saves him. Then, another enemy soldier jumps in to attack, but Encrid quickly moves and slashes the enemy's neck. He thinks, only one last thing remains, and that is him. We then see the soldier who kills Encrid every time. He kills someone again and then spots Encrid. He starts walking straight toward him. Encrid thinks, this man is extremely strong. Every time he attacks me using a single move, a perfect stabbing technique. Flashback, Ram once said to Encrid, squad leader, you have a problem. Do you know what it is? Then, Ram suddenly attacks Encrid's neck with a powerful strike. Encrid gets terrified and even shuts his eyes. Ram mocks him. Look how scared our leader is. Now listen to me carefully. If you ever react like this on the battlefield, you'll die instantly. You need to become someone who has no fear of death. Someone who doesn't see the enemy as a threat, but as prey. Someone he's ready to hunt and kill. That is the essence of my skill heart of the beast. Back to the present, the enemy soldier attacks Encrid again, going straight for his neck. Encrid thinks, maybe Ram was right, I fear death too much. But why? My death is actually helping me grow stronger. And for the first time Encrid dodges the attack. He thinks, finally for the first time, I've dodged this guy's attack. Even the enemy soldier is shocked. Encrid realizes this is my chance. I have to launch a powerful attack and end this. He prepares to strike, but once again, the enemy stabs him in the neck before he can attack. Encrid dies again. Filled with rage, the scene shifts to the mysterious dimension again, where the creature on the boat sits. The creature says, bye. Now, you should have realized you're just a useless person. You'll never achieve anything in life. Give up and hand over your soul to me. But this time, Encrid is silent, and then suddenly starts laughing. He says, I don't think so, because now I'm actually starting to enjoy this. The next scene shows Encrid waking up again. Ram is putting on his shoes and says, Squad leader, you're up early again. Is it a special day today? Encrid, meanwhile, thinks to himself, I can feel it. Day by day, my strength is growing. If I can dodge his attack, I can kill him too. Another scene begins. Soldiers are fighting, Encrid dodges an attack at high speed, he thinks. Before he attacks me again, I need to strike first. The moment Encrid tries to attack the soldier once again slashes Encrid's neck. This fills Encrid with intense rage. He thinks, damn it, this bastard is insanely fast. And once again, Encrid collapses to the ground. But this time, something falls from his neck. It's a locket. Seeing it, Encrid thinks, I remember now. I got this locket back when I was a mercenary. He begins to narrate, when I was a mercenary, I was given a mission by a village. Wild wolves frequently attack their people. So I went there and killed all the wolves. I probably took that mission to see how strong I had really become. But the people of that village were extremely poor, and they couldn't even pay me the reward they had promised. Instead, the village chief gave me this locket and said it would help me in the future, and might even change my entire life. And Encrid wonders, could it be that this locket has some kind of special power? Is this why my day keeps repeating over and over again? Suddenly, the same soldier who just killed him walks toward Encrid and says, Warrior, you look like you're in a lot of pain. I feel bad for you. Let me help you out. Hearing this, Encrid is confused, thinking, what kind of help is this guy talking about? The soldier smiles, lifts his sword, and stabs Encrid in the neck again. Once more, Encrid dies. The next scene begins with Encrid speaking to Ram. He says, Hey Ram, I put a bug inside your cup, be careful. Ram is shocked and shouts, What? Angrily, he yells, Squad leader, I think you've lost your mind. When did you start doing weird stuff like this? Encrid squashes the bug and says, Cut the nonsense and come outside. I need to learn your skill heart of the beast. Ram is stunned to hear this. In the next scene, Ram attacks Encrid with a powerful blow using his claws, but Encrid dodges it swiftly. Seeing this, Ram is shocked and says, Squad leader, you're behaving unusually well today. Do you realize you just dodged one of my strongest attacks effortlessly? What surprises me even more is how did you manage to master Heart of the Beast so easily? I only taught you the basics. Encrid thinks to himself, idiot. That's because I've already died countless times. Every day. I've been training with you, learning Heart of the Beast. Then he says out loud, have you forgotten that when I gave up on Heart of the Beast last time, I had already learned quite a bit about it? That's probably why I'm not having trouble using it now. Encrid grabs his sword and says, What are you staring at? Come on. I'm ready to fight you. Ram is shocked, but also excited. He grins and says, Now we're talking. Let's have some fun. Ram starts attacking, and Encrid narrates, Even though I've mastered Heart of the Beast, it only made my heart stronger. To defeat that soldier, I need to improve my offensive skills. That will only happen if I defeat Ram. Ram yells, Squad leader, what's going on? All you're doing is dodging my attacks. Are you never going to strike back? He launches another attack, which Encrid dodges, but this time he gets a small cut on his face. Encrid thinks, since childhood, I've never properly learned any skill. Our mercenary group never gave that kind of training. But over the past few days, I've been observing one specific technique repeatedly, and I think I've finally mastered it. Rem laughs and says, Squad leader, what are you doing? Are you seriously not going to attack me? Suddenly, Encrid shifts into an attack stance. He then uses the soldier's own stabbing technique against Ram. Ram is stunned, but manages to block it easily, knocking Encrid's sword away. Encrid thinks, I thought I had mastered that soldier's technique after all. I've died so many times because of it. I really believed I could pull it off. But was I wrong? Maybe I didn't perform it correctly. Rem says, squad leader, even realize what mistake you just made? Encrid asks. What are you trying to say? Ram explains, you used a stabbing technique on me, but when I looked at you, it seemed like even you weren't sure if your attack would work. That's your biggest mistake. No matter how flawed your technique is, you must have absolute confidence in yourself. You need to believe that your attack is perfect, that no one can possibly escape it. Encrid is stunned by these words. He thinks maybe Ram is right. When I was attacking, even I wasn't sure if it would work. If I want to execute this technique properly, I need to have complete faith in myself. The next scene shows Encrid fighting that same soldier again. The soldier stabs Encrid in the neck, knocking him to the ground. He says, you look like you're in a lot of pain. Let me help you again. And once more. He stabs Encrid and kills him. After that, Encrid is seen sparring with Ram again. But his attack still fails. Encrid narrates, every day, I fight that soldier and he kills me. Then I practice with Ram in the morning, trying to perfect my stabbing technique. But that damn soldier, he always ends up killing me. The scene ends with Encrid dying once again. He was absolutely furious, thinking to himself, no matter what happens, I will definitely kill this damn guy. With that, he launched a powerful attack on Ram. Ram tried to counter it with his own move, but he failed to block the strike, and was thrown far back. Encrid had executed the technique perfectly. Ram was shocked. Squad leader, when did you master that technique? It's incredibly dangerous. If I hadn't tried to block it in time, you would have killed me, but you made a big mistake. You gripped your sword too tightly. If you keep using the technique that way, your own hand will get injured. You need to loosen your grip slightly to use this move perfectly. Encrid smiled and thought, so I've finally mastered this technique. In the next scene, Encrid and the soldier attack each other at the same time. Encrid uses his stepping technique, but the soldier is wearing a helmet, which saves his life. However, the soldier stabs Encrid in the neck again, severely injuring him. He then knocks Encrid to the ground and steps on his chest, trembling in fear. That attack of yours was terrifying. I must have gotten lucky to survive it. You would have killed me otherwise. As he prepares to stab Encrid, Encrid says, you really were lucky today, but tomorrow I will kill you. The soldier laughs and says, you idiot. You won't be coming back to get revenge once you're dead, and stabs Encrid again, killing him. Next, we see a scene where Encrid had earlier killed a bug. Ram is shocked. Squad leader, how did you know there was a bug in my shoe? Encrid replied, don't worry. I saw it crawling in. Ram thanked him, thanks, I really hate bugs. But Encrid snapped back, I don't need your thanks. Go take my shift. Ram was surprised. He always used to ask me politely, but now he's giving direct orders. Something feels different about him today. Then we see another character working out. Encrid approaches and says, hey, Big Eyes, listen to me. The boy gets irritated. Squad leader, how many times do I have to tell you my name is Kachi, not Big Eyes? Please stop calling me that. It's insulting. Encrid responds, fine. Now listen, I need armor and a dagger. Go buy them for me. I'll pay you later. Kachi reluctantly agrees, okay, I'll get them. But promise me you'll pay me back on time. Ram arrives and comments, hey Kachi, don't you think the squad leader is acting strange today? Just then, Jackson appears and mocks Ram. Wow. I didn't know you could think. Annoyed, Ram snaps, shut up or I'll chop off your fancy hair with my axe. Another team member walks in, praying for Encrid. Our squad leader is always troubled. I pray that his worries come to an end. Then yet another person arrives complaining. Why does morning come so early? I haven't even finished sleeping. We switch back to Encrid, practicing with his sword. He thinks, this day will keep repeating until I defeat that bastard. He's like a wall I must cross at any cost. He strikes a tree using his stepping technique and splits it clean into dot. In the next scene where horns blare, Encrid suits up, fully prepared for battle. No matter what happens today, I will kill him. His team members are also ready and march alongside him. Then we see the battlefield, where soldiers are locked in fierce combat. Encrid fights furiously, thinking, certain things keep happening again and again in battle, but I've memorized them perfectly. I won't let them happen to me again. Someone tries to hit Encrid with a staff from behind, but Encrid slices his neck with his sword. He recalls, last time, someone stabbed me in the leg. Sure enough, a soldier tries to stab his leg, but Encrid is wearing armor and takes no damage. He retaliates with a shield bash and kills the enemy. Then another person throws an axe at him, but Encrid dodges it and kills the attacker by throwing his small dagger. This is why I bought the armored dagger, he thinks. Now only one thing remains, the shield. I must use it to protect that person. Suddenly, he rushes in and uses his shield to protect someone from an incoming arrow. Then he kills the enemy who was about to strike from behind. I've cleared every obstacle in my path. Only one remains. He locks eyes with the soldier from earlier, who starts charging at him. The soldier launches a strong attack, but Encrid blocks it with his shield and quickly counterattacks. As he moves in for another strike, the soldier attacks again, but Encrid blocks it with his sword. The soldier thinks, I thought I'd kill him in one blow. He seemed like just another warrior, but he blocked 2 of my attacks so easily. He's no ordinary warrior. Encrid headbutts the soldier hard in the chin, then jumps and delivers a powerful blow. The soldier sees it coming and strikes at Encrid's neck, but Encrid dodges. The soldier tries again, using his full strength and stabbing technique at the same time. Encrid uses his own stabbing technique. Their swords clash. Encrid's blade shatters the enemy's weapon. At this moment, we see an archer who lands an attack that is stronger than an Encrid. We are then shown a soldier who is in shock because his sword is broken. He doesn't understand how his stabbing technique failed. Once again, Encrid attacks this person, but at the same time, we see an arrow flying toward Encrid. Right before it hits him, we see an axe cutting the arrow in half. Then we see that Encrid has finally stabbed his sword into the neck of that person. It turns out that the one who threw the axe is none other than Ram. Ram shouts angrily, "That damn archer gave me so much trouble. If I ever get my hands on him, I'll chop off his head with my axe." Meanwhile, Encrid is standing near the fallen soldier, and he too looks very exhausted. He looks toward the soldier, who is glaring at Encrid. Encrid raises his sword and repeats the same dialogue the soldier once told him. "I think you're in a lot of pain. Let me help you." Then Encrid cuts off the person's neck with his sword. We see Encrid smiling and thinking, finally, I've destroyed this wall. But suddenly, someone attacks Encrid, throwing him far away. The impact causes Encrid immense pain, and he screams loudly. Both Jackson and Ram hear the scream. Ram yells, "Stay away from my squad leader or I'll kill you." We're then shown the attacker. It's not a human, but a mutant frog, part of the worst soldiers. The frog looks at the soldier's body and says, "He was extremely powerful. I can't believe a normal warrior like you defeated him. If you were able to defeat him, that means you're highly skilled. And now, I must eliminate you." As the frog moves in to attack Encrid again, Ram appears and blocks the attack. Ram counters with his own attack, but the frog blocks it too. A fierce battle breaks out between Ram and the frog. Meanwhile, another soldier is about to strike Encrid with a spear, but Jackson arrives just in time and slices the attacker's neck with his sword. We see that both Ram and the frog have backed off slightly, ready to fight again. Ram says, "If you want to kill my squad leader, you'll have to kill me first, and let me tell you, I've dealt with frogs like you before." The frog replies, "You said he's your squad leader? How is that possible when you're so much stronger than him?" But as the frog looks at Ram, he senses a deadly killing intent radiating from Ram's body. The frog thinks, if I fight this guy, my death is certain. This battle isn't worth it. I need to escape. So, the frog turns and runs. Ram says, "I thought he'd fight me, but he turned out to be a coward." We then see Jackson carrying the unconscious Encrid, trying to escape. Suddenly, another soldier attacks Jackson, but Ram appears again and decapitates the attacker. Yet another soldier comes at them with a sword. But this time the third squad member shows up. He easily slams the attacker into the ground with his bare hands. Then the fourth squad member arrives, slashing through several enemy soldiers with a single sword strike. Now, all the squad members surround and protect Encrid. Seeing this, the remaining enemy soldiers begin fleeing the area. Evening falls, and Encrid thinks, finally, this day is over. Then he loses consciousness. Next, we return to that mysterious dimension, where Encrid opens his eyes again. The same creature is there, saying, "You've broken your first wall, but remember, your next wall will be even more powerful if you want. You can still give up and hand over your soul to me." But Encrid stands and replies, "You really think these walls will ever make me give up? I don't think that'll ever happen. These walls are only making me stronger every day. And now, I'll never give up." Next, we see Encrid waking up in a recovery room. He wonders aloud, "How long have I been here?" Someone answers, "You've been here for 2 days. I thought you were dead, but you survived." We see that it's Ram, scratching his ear and speaking casually. "You even know what attacked you on the battlefield." "It was a frog, and frogs are extremely powerful. If I hadn't arrived, you would have been killed." Hearing this, Encrid thinks, "I barely managed to defeat that warrior. I guess I really was lucky that Ram showed up, otherwise my death was certain." Ram then says, "Why aren't you saying anything? Don't tell me you've lost your memory and don't even recognize me. Remember, I'm Ram, your best friend." And Creed replies, "Oh wow, I had no idea someone as noble as you is my friend. When did that happen?" Ram immediately covers Encrid's mouth and whispers, "You idiot. What are you doing? There are other people here. Just because I told you my secret doesn't mean you go around shouting it." Encrid responds, "Okay, fine, I won't say it again. But why are you mad at me? Didn't you say you were my friend? And friends don't get mad at each other." Next, we see Crispy entering the room, saying, "Squad leader, remember the supplies I gave you? You owe me 3 times the payment for them. You already know how hard it is to save money in a place like this." Hearing this, Encrid thinks, "I thought he came because he was concerned about me, but all he wants is his money back." So Encrid says, "Oi, Chris, is that the only reason you came here? I think you should leave now, your squad must be waiting for you." Crispy laughs and says, "Boss, don't worry, I'm going, but remember to pay me back on time." Later that evening, we see Jackson arriving. Seeing him, Encrid says, "What do you want now? Don't tell me you've come to collect some old debt too." But Jackson simply gives him something and says, "Don't ask me where I got this from, just apply it to your wounds. It'll heal them quickly." Then Jackson leaves, and Creed looks at the item and realizes it's a healing ointment made of herbs. He thinks, as far as I remember, Jackson never shares his stuff with anyone. So why is he being so kind today? Next, we see the 4th squad member, Odin, arriving at the scene. Odin is crying and praying for Encrid's recovery, saying, "Squad leader, please be okay. It seems like there's a heavy burden on your soul. That's why you always end up in trouble. I pray that all this weight is lifted from your spirit." Hearing this, Encrid responds, "Hey, I'm not dead yet. I think if I just get a bit of rest, the burden on my soul will lift on its own." In the next scene, we see Encrid lying on his bed, thinking to himself, "Everyone in my squad was acting really weird today. They've never behaved like this before. Could it be that they're actually worried about me?" Just then, the 5th member of his squad arrives, munching on an apple. As he walks in and sees Encrid, he remarks, "Squad leader, what are you doing here? Were you admitted to?" This person is named Ragna, a powerful swordsman. As he gets ready to leave, he says, "I was just passing by and happened to see you. Anyway, I'll get going now. Get some rest." Encrid watches him leave, thinking, "There's no way Ragna is concerned about me. He must have come here by accident." The next morning, we see a patient complaining loudly, "When are they going to bring food? I'm starving." Don't they know they should feed their patients on time? Encrid looks at him and thinks, he's a squad leader like me, but man, is he arrogant. All he ever does is complain. He then turns his attention to another patient and wonders, that guy looks like he's from a noble family, but I know nothing about his identity. Just then, they all hear footsteps approaching. A girl enters the room, and Encrid is completely shocked because she's actually a fairy. She's stunningly beautiful, and she asks in a commanding tone, "Who is the squad leader of squad?" No, for 144. Everyone is silent. No one responds. The arrogant patient mutters, "Who is this girl? Is she a fairy or something?" The girl looks at him and asks, "What's your name and which group are you from?" Clearly taken aback, he stammers and tells her his squad and company. She sternly replies, "Didn't your company teach you how to respect your superiors, instead of asking about their race? You should show some courtesy." Hearing that, the man quickly apologizes. Meanwhile, Encrid is thinking, "I've heard about her before. This is the first time I'm seeing her in person. If I'm not wrong, she's a commander in my company." Encrid finally speaks up. "My name is Encrid, and I'm the leader of this squad. Is there a problem?" The fairy says, "I've heard from other squad leaders that your squad is the hardest to manage, but you've handled them exceptionally well. I hope you continue contributing like this." She turns to leave, and Encrid thinks, "She didn't ask me anything. Did she really just come to say that? Something feels off." But right before she exits, she turns to the noble-looking boy and asks, "What's your name?" The boy hesitates, then replies, "My name is Crank." Encrid watches him closely and thinks, why does it feel like he just made up that name? That's probably not his real name. The fairy stares at Crank for a moment, then leaves without another word. Later that night, Encrid reflects to himself, Jackson's medicine really helped. The pain is almost gone. I think I can start training again. He changes into his clothes, but the arrogant patient scoffs at him. Hey, idiot. Where are you going at this hour? Encrid replies, I'm going to train. The other guy mocks him. You're such a fool. You're just a low-rank soldier. No matter what you do, you'll always stay at the bottom. But Crank is silently watching Encrid. In the next scene, we see Encrid standing alone, gripping his sword. He thinks, during my last battle, I used my stepping technique perfectly, but my movements were still too slow. If Ram hadn't been there, that arrow would have killed me. I need to become much faster. Suddenly, a voice interrupts him. What are you doing? Encrid turns around, surprised it's Crank. Crank asks, you're just standing here holding your sword. Are you thinking about something? Encrid responds, I was remembering my last fight, trying to reflect on my mistakes and improve. Crank nods and says, so you're really putting in the effort, but aren't you still injured? Shouldn't you be resting? Why are you pushing yourself with training? Encrid answers firmly, only through training can I become strong, and on the battlefield, only the strong survive. Crank looks at him thoughtfully and says, those are the kinds of things people say when they have a big dream. Do you have a dream? Encrid thinks for a moment, I only have one dream to become a knight. But whenever I tell people, they laugh at me. But he calms himself and raises his sword toward the sky. Yes, I do have something I want to achieve. I want to become a powerful knight, and one day, I will achieve it. Crank is stunned. Seeing his reaction, Encrid says, this is the first time someone hasn't laughed at me for saying that. Crank smiles slightly and says, well, I guess I'll get going. You keep training. He walks away but then pauses and turns back. Encrid, remember this from today. We're friends, and when you become a knight, don't forget about this friend. Later that night, outside the tent, a crowd is gathered. Someone shouts, everyone say it loud. Who's the hero of the battlefield? And the crowd roars back, Cypress. Hearing the commotion, a patient inside the tent wakes up. Encrid's roommate grumbles, don't these idiots have anything better to do? Don't they know there are patients inside trying to rest? I've told them before not to make noise, but they just won't listen. Meanwhile, Encrid is walking around when he runs into Jackson, who asks, squad leader, how's your injury? Encrid replies, thanks to your medicine, I've recovered much faster. I really appreciate it. Jackson smiles, if you really want to thank me, then get well soon and come back to us. That night, Encrid reflects, my entire day went by like this. I had nothing to do. As he lies down, Crank says, good night, Encrid. Good night, Encrid replies, but their grumpy roommate interrupts again. Can't you just shut up and go to sleep already? You do this every night. Ignoring him, Encrid soon drifts into a deep sleep. The next morning, he wakes up to loud shouting outside. Who's the hero of the battlefield? Cypress. The crowd yells again. Encrid thinks these guys were making noise yesterday, too. Why are they doing it again today? And just then, his grumpy roommate screams. Don't these idiots realize there are patients inside and we're not supposed to make noise? I even told them the same thing yesterday, but they didn't listen. Hearing this, Encrid is even more surprised and starts thinking, is this just my suspicion? No, it can't be just that. Determined, he decides to find out the truth. Once again, he heads toward the same area where Jackson had been yesterday. As he reaches, Jackson greets him. Squad leader, how's your injury? Now, Encrid replies, thanks to your medicine, I'm recovering very quickly. I appreciate it. Jackson smiles, if you're that thankful, hurry up and recover fully so you can rejoin the squad. Hearing that, Encrid is stunned. Wait a second. That means someone really did kill me last night in my sleep. He then remembers what that mysterious creature told him. Each new wall will be stronger than the last. Encrid realizes, so another wall has been created, and I'll have to break it again. Later that night, Encrid lies in bed, thinking, our area is heavily guarded, yet someone still managed to murder me during the night. Who could it be? Could this be the work of an assassin? Then he recalls their company commander. She's a fairy, and fairies have incredibly powerful assassination skills. Could it be that she's the one who killed me? Just as he's lost in thought, a needle pierces his neck. Encrid immediately senses it and is shocked. Then pain begins to spread rapidly from his neck. This is a poison needle. That's why I didn't notice anything last night. And the assassin killed me. So easily, he falls from his bed, struggling to move. I have to wake the others up, no matter what. But then he notices that the patient named Agnes already has a poison needle in his neck. He's dead. Just then, Encrid sees an assassin standing in front of Crank. Damn it. Because of the poison, I can't speak. The assassin draws his sword and stabs Crank in the chest, killing him instantly. Encrid burns with rage. Suddenly, someone slashes through the tent curtain with a sword. Encrid sees the figure and thinks, who is this person? Another accomplice. But when he sees their face, he's stunned. My suspicion was right. It's none other than our company commander. In the next scene, Encrid is thinking, that assassin was incredibly fast. I didn't even feel the needle going. But the biggest shock is that the organization behind all of this is our very own company. If I go against them, they'll destroy me. I feel truly helpless. The last time I felt this powerless was when I stood before that stats man. All I could do was struggle. But no matter what, I must find a way to fight both the assassin and the commander. Later, Encrid checks his wound, while an arrogant patient yells at him, "Hey, are you crazy? What the hell are you doing? Have you lost your mind?" But Encrid ignores him and keeps thinking. That assassin attacks swiftly. But there's no weapon inside this tent that he could use. The patient, annoyed that Encrid isn't listening, gets even angrier. "Hey, low-rank soldier. Do you even know what you're doing? I'm your superior. If I wanted, I could make your life miserable. Apologize to me right now." Encrid replies, "You think you're some big shot. Just shut up and sit down." The man fumes. "How dare you speak to me like that?" At that moment, Crank arrives. "Are you fighting? If you want, I can come back later." Encrid quickly responds, "Oh no, don't worry. You already know this guy. He always causes trouble." Encrid then looks at Crank and thinks, I was right about him. He must be from a noble family. Maybe that's why the assassin targeted him. Maybe that's why he won't reveal his real name to the company. Encrid asks directly, "Crank, what's your real identity?" Crank is surprised. Encrid thinks, "I asked him outright, but I know he won't tell me." Crank sighs, "I know why you asked, but just understand, the time hasn't come yet for me to reveal anything." Encrid responds, "But I think this is the perfect place for you to tell me." Crank smiles, "No, my friend. It's a very long story, and I want to tell it to you when we have some real free time." Encrid agrees, "Fine. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here to listen." Hearing this, the arrogant patient yells, "What the hell? I was so excited to hear his secret, and you just let it go." He turns to Crank. "Since the day this guy arrived, I've been watching him. I'm sure he's a spy from another country, spying on all of us." Crank's face hardens. He starts walking toward the patient, who begins to panic. Crank declares, "No matter what happens, even if I have to give my life for my country, I will never betray it." Encrid watches him and thinks, that fire in his eyes, only a powerful person could speak with such strength. Maybe one day, Crank will tell me everything. The patient, trying to save face, yells again, "Are you trying to scare me? I'm not afraid of you." "Don't talk back. I'm your superior." Crank calmly responds, "Oh, I scared you. My apologies, sir." Encrid thinks, Crank may not be a knight, but there's real strength and passion in his words. That's why it's so important for him to stay alive. I must protect him, and myself. Later that night, Crank wishes them good night, and lies down. This time, the loud patient stays completely silent. Seeing this, Encrid thinks, looks like he's finally scared of Crank, and won't bother him anymore. But that assassin will attack again very soon. I need to be ready. Encrid gets up and picks up his sword. The patient sees him and says, "Hey, low-rank soldier. What are you doing? It's the middle of the night. Go to sleep." Encrid replies, "Get up, now. The assassins are going to attack very soon." The patient is shocked. "You really need another round of treatment. You must have hit your head too hard." He lies back down again. Encrid watches him and thinks, he doesn't trust me at all. He's definitely going to die. Suddenly, Encrid feels something. The poison needle pierces his neck again. He's stunned. Shit, that means they were just outside the tent. And in the very next moment, the assassin had already entered the tent at incredible speed. He immediately attacked the patient with a needle and killed him. Then, with lightning-fast movements, he attacked Crane with his sword and killed him too. But in the process, Encrid collapses to the ground, and he dies right there. After this, Encrid opens his eyes again and starts thinking, this assassin is insanely fast, and I can't even report him to the other company commanders because I have no evidence against the commander of my own company. So I'll have to solve this problem myself. We then see a night scene where Encrid is thinking, if I stay prepared to attack them the moment they enter the tent, maybe I can kill them instantly. So Encrid begins waiting for them to appear. But just then, the assassin suddenly stabs Encrid in the neck with a sword, shocking him deeply. Immediately, the assassin rushes into the room and kills the other people too. After that, we see Encrid hiding outside the tent, thinking, I'm right outside the tent, but I haven't seen any movement yet. So, where is this assassin going to attack from? Just then, the assassin throws a needle that strikes directly into Encrid's neck, killing him once again. Next, we see Encrid inside the tent once more, but the assassin again appears and stabs a needle into his neck, causing his death yet again. The scene then shifts to the next morning, where Encrid is furious. He thinks, if this keeps happening, I'll never be able to defeat this person. He'll just keep killing me over and over. If I really want to fight this assassin, I'll need help from a powerful assassin myself. Just then, something comes to Encrid's mind, and he starts to smile. In the next scene, we see him walking towards someone, thinking, if anyone can help me with this, it's him. It's revealed that Encrid has come to see none other than Jackson. Seeing Jackson, Encrid recalls a past memory where someone named Rambo had said, you want to know whether Jackson is stronger than me? Honestly, in terms of strength, he's not stronger. But when it comes to skills, Jackson is far superior to me. If I ever had to fight him, I'd think twice. And yes, Jackson's assassination skills are incredibly powerful. That's the reason he's still surviving so easily on the battlefield. Back in the present, Jackson says, Squad leader, how are you? Have your injuries healed? Encrid replies, yes, I'm fine. Then he asks, Jackson, I wanted to know something. If someone as powerful as you launched a sneak attack on me, how could I survive? Jackson is surprised but responds, to be honest, no one has ever survived one of my sneak attacks. This shocks Encrid, and Jackson asks, why are you suddenly asking me this? Is something wrong? Encrid remains silent, not revealing anything. Seeing this, Jackson says, I get it. You don't want to tell me anything. Fine, I'll explain it this way. If you want to survive an assassin's attack, you need to have eyes on the back of your head. In other words, you need a total of 4 eyes. Encrid is stunned and asks, what do you mean by that? Jackson says, look over there. Someone is dragging a cart with a lady in it. Encrid looks in that direction and sees that the cart is being pulled by someone moving extremely fast. He is shocked, thinking, how did Jackson notice this without even looking? And how did he know there's a lady in the cart? Just then, Jackson says that cart is about to tip over. At that moment, one of the cart's tires breaks and it topples. Encrid is completely amazed and says, how did you do that? Can you see the future or something? Jackson replies, nothing like that. You still don't understand. The 2 extra eyes I mentioned are actually our ears. I sensed the sound of the cart wheels from here and predicted what was about to happen. Encrid is stunned and thinks, Jackson's senses are incredibly sharp, and he's trying to teach me that I need to sharpen my own senses too. Jackson continues, if you want to survive an assassin's attack, you have to sharpen your hearing. You can practice this by focusing on every single sound around you. Jackson then begins to walk away, and Encrid says, where are you going? Aren't you going to tell me anything more? Jackson replies, there's nothing more to explain. You just need to sharpen your senses, and the only way to do that is through practice. I think you should start training right away. We then cut to another night scene. Encrid is lying on his bed, fully focused on every little sound around him. He says to himself, I can hear the fire burning in a container outside our tent. I can even hear the crackling flames. There are no soldiers outside right now, but I need to sense the assassin's movements. Just then, the assassin enters at lightning speed and attacks Encrid's neck again, leaving him in shock. He thinks, damn it, I failed again. The next day, Encrid realizes he'll need even more intense training to sharpen his senses. He heads out of his tent and meets Jackson again. Jackson says, every sound has a direction and travels in the form of waves. You just need to feel those waves. He snaps his fingers and explains, the moment I snapped my fingers, a sound wave was created. Your ears picked it up, and then your brain realized what had happened. You need to focus on every kind of sound. Like this, the more you train, the sharper your senses will get. In the next scene, we see Encrid in a busy area, focusing hard. He notices the sound of flags fluttering in the wind and the footsteps of all the soldiers around. He even senses the presence of a bird nearby. Just then, someone asks, hey Encrid, what are you doing here? It's revealed to be Crane, Crane asks, "Are you doing some kind of training here?" Encrid replies, "Wait, who's Encrid?" Crane laughs and says, "That's because you're my friend. I can't call you Encrid like everyone else. From now on, I'll call you NCR. Isn't that better?" Encrid says, "I don't have any problem with that." Crane then asks again, "What are you really doing here? Are you training?" Encrid says, "I'm just sitting here. What do you think I'm doing?" Crane replies, "I think you're the kind of person who never wastes time. So, you must be training for something." Then Encrid admits, "I've been training hard for the past few days to sharpen my senses, but I still haven't. I still can't sense the assassin's movements. Every single day he comes and kills both me and Crank. Until now, I've achieved nothing but failure. But no matter what happens, I won't give up." At this point, we're shown that Encrid trains every single day to sharpen his senses. It's revealed that so far, Encrid has died 33 times. Yet he still hasn't given up. He keeps pushing himself to get better, because he knows this is a wall he must break through at any cost. Suddenly, Encrid opens his eyes and right in front of him stands Crank. Crank says, "Wow, you actually noticed me. I thought you were just training, but you're incredibly alert. Don't tell me. Have eyes on the back of your head. Your senses are as sharp as an assassin's." Hearing this, Encrid replies to himself, "Maybe the time has come when I can finally fight back against that assassin." We then transition to another night scene. The assassin once again attacks Encrid with lightning speed, aiming to strike with the needle, but this time, Encrid dodges it easily, without missing a beat. He draws his sword and strikes back. The assassin is stunned. He quickly backs off, clearly panicked, and shouts, "Damn, how did you find out about me?" Encrid just smiles and says, "Tonight, you're going to die by my hands." The assassin, now furious, charges forward with a dagger and attacks, but Encrid dodges this too, and thinks, "I knew it. He's an assassin, so of course he knows how to fight. But I'm ready for this." Suddenly, Encrid notices that the assassin had already knocked down Visens with a knee strike, but Crank is still completely fine. Encrid thinks, "Crank even has a sword. But I don't know how skilled he is in battle, so I'll have to take care of this assassin myself." Once again, the assassin attacks Encrid with his dagger. Encrid dodges, but just then, the assassin throws his dagger with great force, and it injures Encrid. At that moment, we see the female commander slash through the curtain and enter the tent. Encrid thinks in panic, "SHT. I can't take both of them on at the same time. I'll have to strike before she attacks me." He rushes toward the commander, sword in hand. She draws her blade, but then the assassin yells, "So you've already called a guard in here? Doesn't matter, you're all going to die." He throws a barrage of poison needles, many of which are headed straight for Crank. But the commander moves instantly and blocks all the needles with her cloak, saving Crank's life. Encrid is stunned by what he just witnessed and thinks, "She saved Crank. That means she didn't come here to kill us. She's here to protect us." Realizing this, Encrid refocuses. "That means I have only one target now, and that's the assassin." He charges the assassin with a powerful attack. The assassin tries to block with his dagger, but the impact knocks it from his hands. Furious, the assassin quickly escapes from the tent and flees. Encrid is surprised and thinks, "Looks like his mission failed. That's why he fled so quickly." Crank then says, "Maybe that assassin was actually here for me." Encrid replies, "Yeah, no, his real target was you." Crank is shocked. "How do you know that?" Encrid answers, "Me and Visens are just small-time squad leaders. No one would ever hire such an experienced assassin to kill someone like us. That only means one thing: you're from a noble family, and the assassin was sent to eliminate you." Hearing this, the commander finally speaks, "You're pretty smart, but that's not exactly a good thing for you." She draws her sword again, and Encrid thinks, "Now that I've discovered Crank's true identity, maybe she wants to eliminate me too. If I want to survive, I'll have to fight her." He readies his own dagger, but before either can attack, Crank steps in between them and says, "Commander, can you do me a favor? I don't want anyone to die because of me tonight." Encrid is shocked, and the commander calmly replies, "Sir, as you command, I will do exactly as you say." Crank then looks at the soldier on the ground and asks, "Is this soldier dead?" The commander replies, "No, sir. He's still alive. If we give him the antidote in time, we can save him." "Don't worry, I'll prepare it right away." Encrid thinks to himself, "She's a fairy. That explains her deep knowledge of poisons. That means she really can save Visens easily." Crank then worries aloud, "If people find out that an assassin attacked me here, they'll start to figure out my real identity, and that could cause huge problems. Encrid replies, "You just don't want anyone to find out there was an assassin attack here, right? Don't worry, I have a plan for that too." In the next scene, we see a fire break out inside the tent. Nearby soldiers rush in with water to put it out. Encrid has already carried Visions out of the burning tent. He thinks to himself, this was the perfect way to erase all evidence of the assassin attack. Now no one will ever know what really happened here. Later, we see Crank walking away with the commander. She asks him, "Sir, you really think that person will keep your secret?" Crank replies, "I trust him. He won't tell anyone about me." As they walk off, Crank thanks Encrid, "I hope that the next time we meet, you've become a powerful knight." And smiling to himself, he adds, "But once you do become a knight, don't forget me, okay?"